Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you about chapter 4 of the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. Basically, Frederick begins talking about the overseer that they had now gotten. His name is Mr. Gore. The overseer was kind of like the manager on the plantation. He says that Mr. Gore was very cruel. When he accused a slave of not working or not working hard enough, there was to be absolutely no answering back to him. No explanation was ever acceptable from the slave. And there was to be, they said that Mr. Gore never joked, never laughed, never had a minute to be nice to his slaves. They were talking about one instance where Mr. Gore, a slave was refusing to work. So the slave ran into the water, into like a pond that was on the plantation. He refused to come back out. Mr. Gore then pulled out a shotgun and asked the slave to come out, commanded to come out 2 or 3 times. He says, if I have to ask you again, then I'm going to put a bullet in your head, basically. And the slave refused to come out, and so he shot him in the head. When asked by the slave owner, the plantation owner, why he did this, and his explanation was that every once in a while you have to kill a slave or beat a slave or something like that to set an example for the other slaves, to let them know that if they are to do the same thing, then they'll get the same punishment. And this kind of keeps them in line. He said, and where he was on the plantation in Maryland, killing a slave was not treated like a crime. He gave basically 3 examples of instances where people killed slaves and nothing happened to them. They were basically never given a consequence, or it wasn't considered a crime. So one of the sayings around the area was, it was worth a half a cent to kill a black man and a half a cent to bury one. So they used the N word, though they didn't use black man. But that was what that chapter was about. That was chapter 4 of the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass. Thank you.